All right, let's go ahead, shoot. Well, for openers, it's that time of year to pass out candies, for the kids. Once in a while, we may sample our favorite candies. Just so happens to be my favorite when I used to do trick or treats was Reese's peanut butter cups. Let alone that the old school commercial. What makes Reese's so much fun in its time was like with the guy and the two guys, peanut butter and chocolate. Remember that? We remember that because we've been around long enough to see that commercial. Remember that commercial? Peanut butter, chocolate. And the two guys come, hey, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. And then the two guys come, hey, that's good, yeah. Then they go into the song a bit with the Reese's peanut butter cups. That's basically how they invented it. Another old time favorite was Roots candy bars. And Payday candy bars. Basically, all these candy bars were peanuts, chocolate, and caramel. It's just a different name and make on it. But they all came from Hershey's. These have been around, as far as I can tell, since I was a kid. What about some of your favorites? Oh, let me add Bart Simpson's Butterfinger. Nobody made that butter. Finger my Butterfinger. What are some of your favorites? That's another one. Okay, give me a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Okay, that's another good candy.
Hershey's bar.
What was that again?
Hershey's bar.
Oh, Hershey's. With and without peanuts. Either way, Hershey's, just a plain chocolate bar with and without peanuts. Either way, those were good candy bars. Okay, Hershey's, Snickers, Milky Way. The thing you got to watch out on candy as you get older is, you got to watch out for the caramel. But there's little kids, we all had taste of caramel, and so we learned, not the hard way, that caramel, yeah, and so make sure you brush after you have candies. And like I said last night, on one of another show that I was doing with a good friend of mine, I'll give the Halloween tips again. Be real careful when you go out trick-or-treating. Wear a bright costume. Stay in your own neighborhood. Most of the houses that for first-time trick-or-treaters that does this alone without their parents. A bright costume. Maybe take a flashlight if the streets aren't lighted, by street lights. If you persist on eating a piece of candy, before you come home, before you inspect the candy, then make sure you eat that piece of candy that you know that you got it from a good friend that they went trick-or-treating for. And you guarantee that they won't have problems. Then you do this for a couple of hours. You come home, have the candy inspected by your parents or someone who's old enough that has experience with inspecting candies. And again, just like I said last night, I'll say this again. What they used to do, and unfortunately they do this now, they'll put razor blades in the candies, they'll spray shaving cream, not only on candies, but at individuals. It's like just, maybe we sprayed shaving cream on buildings, whatever. All right, who didn't do that? Well, maybe some of us did that when we were kids, but we didn't spray it at each other. But if you find any signs of anything at all on candies, or that the candy's unwrapped, just get rid of the candy. There's plenty of candy in the bag. Any signs at all, then, like I mentioned last night, just like the old school when they tamper with medicine bottles, just dump it. You get a whole bag of candy to enjoy. And once more, you have one piece of candy, per day or per night after you have a meal, and that way you don't get cavities. And that's basically the safety tips on Halloween. And there are a lot of candies, but the candies I would think soft chewable candies, not the hard chewing candies, because that's when you can start to have problems. It's not good for you. These are all the basic candies that's been around since I was a kid and that you can't get in trouble with. It's an easy direction to follow. Stick to your groups. If you have like 3 or 4 trick-or-treaters, stick together and just make sure you stay in lighted areas. Let the street lights do all the work, or carry flashlights, pillowcases. Someone told me last night, pillowcases, that way they're clean, and then they hold the candy good. And again, when you bring them home, the candy will be inspected, and you won't have any trouble. That's basically your important Halloween tip. Again, you wear a bright costume that they can see so you don't get hit by cars. Make sure you get eyeballs, and if you wear a mask, that you can see through the costume. Or just wear makeup, and that way you can go without the mask. There's plenty of costumes that you can wear that you can go without a mask. Have you anything else to add? Oh, I could take a fun-sized bar, knowing that I try to have a good meal, which I always do. So it's like, okay, a fun-sized bar won't hurt you, because there's gonna come a time anyway where you have to watch, candy, and so once in a while, I suppose a fun-sized bar won't hurt. But if it's all right, then you can have 2 fun-sized bars and make up for the full-size piece of candy. And again, most of these candies come in fun size and full size quantities. That's how they make these things. Okay, candy corn. I've heard of that. Isn't that kind of hard to chew? I take black licorice over candy corn. But make sure that the black licorice is very fresh and that's not laying around too long. Because even then, black licorice or red licorice, it doesn't matter what flavor it is, you can't leave that laying around too long either. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. Maybe 1 piece of licorice won't hurt you. Again, just like in these candies, watch what you're doing and limit, just 1 piece of candy. But yeah, I would take licorice over. What was that candy again? The hard
Candy corn.
candy corn. Yeah, no, I would take licorice over candy corn any day. M&Ms. I guess those aren't bad. The peanut flavored or the plain M&Ms. Those are kind of easy to chew, and they both taste good. The only difference is peanut flavored tastes like peanuts with chocolate all over them. And the plain M&Ms are just plain chocolate and candy-coated shells. Again, those commercials what made the candy so much fun. Remember the M&M characters? Most of us do. And that's what made the candy, about as much fun. It's like Jiffy Pop popcorn. The old school commercials, about as much fun to make as it is to eat. Well, same thing with the candies. The commercials made it fun. And again, these fun time drinks are just like Kool-Aid. Oh yeah! The guy comes through the wall and he sings a song about Kool-Aid, and the kids love Kool-Aid. Here comes Kool-Aid, here comes Kool-Aid.
They're adding a purple peanut M&M character. Did you see that?
I'm the new M&M's candy.
何？お前はもう死んでいる。
No, a purple peanut butter gum. What do you supposed to purple taste like?
No, it's like the peanut M&M, like the yellow one, the purple one.
I'm gonna have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that's only food coloring. But maybe one day, like if we come across a purple M&M, we'll taste it, and see if it really tastes any different. But again, it's my guess that it could be just food coloring. Just like, what do you think? I never was really too much for gum, let alone bubble gum. Maybe once a long, long, great while, I would have a little piece of like just plain Wrigley's gum, or something. But I was never really too much on gum.
Have you ever gotten a rock in your candy bag when you were trick-or-treating?
No, sir. Nope. I never got a rock. I always tried to be, a good thing about trick-or-treating. It only lasts for a couple of years. The parents want to try to live the thing out to, take their kids. But then there's going to come a time, well, you got to let your kids go on your own. So you start to give these Halloween tips on how to be careful, but no, I never got a rock. Good grief! Oh my God, there's a rock! And speaking of rocks, well, for those who do this, well, shame on you for giving out rocks and then putting them in their kids' bag of candies. That's not good. First of all, you ruin the fun of Halloween. You crush the kids' candies. You would think that you try to be a good sport about this because the kids take the time to put on their costumes, come to your door and say trick or treat. Well, I would think that 95% of the kids are good. You always get, we always get nice kids, so they deserve a nice treat. So why don't we forget about the rocks? They did that in a certain cartoon because that's the way they wrote the show in Charlie Brown. So good grief, no more rocks. Give a nice treat to the kids.
Presents Real Monster Mysteries. What was the shocking incident that brought the real Frankenstein to life? Stay tuned for the answer.
They're enormous. They're humongous. They're a scream. They're marshmallows so monstrously big, they're monster mallows.
So you'd better be really
Hungry.
because they're really big.
Good.
Monster mellows.
Yummy.
So you can run to your nearest breakfast table and wolf down Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Fruity Yummy Mummy, the monstrous part of this complete breakfast.
Count Chocula. That's a classic. I love the character, and plus it's just good old-fashioned chocolate. I've seen like this new cereal, but I never had it. Yummy Mummy. What flavor is it supposed to be? Oh, then chocolate. No doubt, gotta have Count Chocula. Bubblegum cereal? Yeah. But nope. Of all the flavors, I'll take Count Chocula. I love Count Chocula. It is chocolate cereal, and it tastes real good. Yeah. How's that? Good for me, Count Chocula. Reese's. Gotta have the Reese's. Gotta have the Reese's. Because as I recall, Reese's has always, when I was a kid, has always been my favorite. It's just, I don't know, again, the way it goes together. For me, it went together like a nut and bolt. Chocolate and peanut butter. And for the fun of it, when I was a kid, I would take a chocolate bar and just add some peanut butter to it. And you know what? It tastes just like a Reese's. You must have done that some of your times, haven't you? Now, speaking of like Cat Kit, okay. To have a little fun here, ladies and gentlemen. Cat Kit versus the Twix. So let's have some fun here with some of these people. What do you like better, the Cat Kit or the Twix? Okay, Kit Kat. The Twix was decent, but I think that had just a touch of caramel. But whereas the Twix, I think that was just a plain, good old-fashioned cookie that they covered in chocolate. Okay, all right. What other cookie candy bars that they have? Try to have some fun now. Again, I think those are good. You know, they're orange-flavored cookies. You know, like they make the filling orange fun. You know, orange fun. Fun because it's Halloween. Orange. You know, and it's it might have just a touch of orange to it, but you can't tell too much. But again, it's fun, you know, because. But then, for those who like orange more than just once a year, well, why not? But if you're looking for a cookie like that, then you have to learn how to do food coloring. But yeah, why not? What's wrong with orange cookies? Well, again, now, I said the most important thing I gave the safety tips. After Halloween, I'd like to just say it in general. Now is going to come all the holidays, so why not start as of right now? Happy holidays, because before you know it, Thanksgiving is going to come along, and we'll talk about Thanksgiving and what it does later on. But all the holidays, they're going to come and go. So happy Halloween and happy every single holiday. You know, and I wish you the safest and the very best Halloween and everything else that's going to happen. How's that?